My dad started taking me on hunting trips when I was 8 years old. It's always my favorite time of the year because we get to spend time together out in the woods. Right now we're going through McCall on our way up to Montana. Friday, October 21st, 2011. We just got to the Twin Lakes cabin, which was our hunting cabin. We were doing some scouting today. We saw some fresh elk sign. Tomorrow's opening day. I hope we get something. We passed a town called New Meadows, and we're kind of hoping that the mountains will create a rain shadow effect, which is where they block out the rain, because it's raining right now. We'll be taking the same route that I took back to Boise back in early August or late July. So it looks like the current snow line level is at about 5,000 feet, and then anything below that's rain. So we just made it to Grangeville, and we were driving on the road that goes into Grangeville, and on the right side of the road we saw this beautiful, beautiful bull elk. It had a huge rack. It's like what you see on magazine covers. But the problem is, it was on private property once again, and it's not in our district. We can only shoot deer in the Grangeville district. Bummer. Would have been your first elk too.
That would be a nice one.
Gosh, that was frustrating.
That was frustrating.
We're now on the Camas Prairie. We're making really good time. So, wildlife update number 2. We saw 2 does on the side of the road, but the problem is one of them was puking, and it's just like, don't shoot a puking deer. Then we saw another buck, but it was across the river, and it's kind of cold outside today, so we're gonna pass on that one too. But it's good that we're seeing wildlife though. We're also in the Lochsa corridor right now. So we saw a mother doe with her fawn, but she was in like the bottom of the gulch, and she was very easily spooked, and I'm not gonna shoot a mama with her fawn. So we're gonna head back to the car, and we're gonna go to another spot. So what do you think was wrong with the first spot?
Couldn't get access back into the way back areas.
Because the road was gated off, and it was only like bicycles and feet. So we weren't able to drive back in there at all.
Too steep on both sides of the road.
So we realized that we'll be hunting in the area that Lewis and Clark almost starved in. Just a thought. Do we count as local traffic?
I don't think we do.
Nope. Well, we're in the same state. Kinda local. We were tracking 2 bucks, but we're gonna turn around Saturday, October 22nd, 2011. We went into the meadow due north of the cabin. We explored the meadow that we looked at yesterday. We checked the places where he'd sprayed elk pee. We didn't see anything but saw fresh elk poop. We came back to the cabin and we threw the football, and then I had my first driving lesson. We didn't see anything except for a bunch of deer tracks and moose tracks. We think we found a spot that we can go in the morning because all the tracks kind of lead towards this pond. I almost drove the truck into the lake. Next, we went to a block management area. We saw 3 white-tailed deer, but we didn't shoot because we didn't know if it was private property or not. So yes, I think we're gonna come here in the morning because it's right next to the river, and then there's a really good spot in the pond. While we didn't get anything today, it was an incredibly productive day because we were able to scout out the area we'll be in tomorrow morning. We were able to find several different meadows and some different trails and stuff and ponds that we can possibly wait at while the sun comes up. So we were able to get some really good scouting done. We came up on this little meadow where there were some does in it. And they were like really nice sized does. They're a little bit fat. And we saw another truck, and apparently those guys are waiting to get a good shot on it. Bummer. So far we've seen like 6 or 7 deer, 1 beautiful bull elk, and a countless number of turkeys. The plan now is to head up to Elk Meadows and over Lolo Pass and see what else we can see, and then head down into Missoula. Montana, 1 mile. 1 mile to Montana. Since when is it closed? That's a slight bummer, but
Okay,
well, it's good to be back. Are you gonna hit it?
get out of the way.
We have lunch for tomorrow. We are officially now in Montana. We crossed the state line, which means we can no longer hunt for today. But it was a good scouting mission. Hopefully we get something tomorrow. Also, you may have heard of this big fire on the news. It was called the Lolo Peak fire. We're starting to get into the burn area now, which is really sad because I grew up in this area. All that burned. What a shame. I used to go to when we lived here. Last time at the Overlook, I'm really sad because it was one of my favorite places to go.